This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so we are discussing about the process builder. So yesterday we have the so many issues, submitting, unable to automatically submit the approval process with the process builder activity. So that actually the error caused by so many reasons. First error was due to so Sujata user, the taken Sujata user, okay, don't have don't have access to which object that is that opportunity or some other object?
Opportunity.
Okay, so this object access don't have access to this object. So the resolution, what the resolution we have given for this? What the next step we have taken? We changed the, yeah,
We change the
all the issues. Let me list all the issues and the resolution the administrator provide for that. Then this will be useful for you. Okay. So for your information purpose, I'm listing. Okay. So resolution, what we have given for this, we changed the, we tried changed the license. So users profile changed, users profile updated, users profile updated to some standard user profile or something else. Uh, to make sure to make sure user has enough permissions, and standard object, opportunity object. Okay, so this is the resolution Salesforce administrator given. Second error, second issue caused, I actually didn't check my mails. For every error it is sending the so issue details, why the issue is caused. Okay, and the second error is caused due to taken approval process, approver is inactive. Okay, whatever the approval process used, that approval process, approver, okay, made inactive. Due to that reason, taken approval process to be submitted, approval process to be submitted is assigned to some other inactive user, is assigned to an inactive user. When so the approver is inactive, so we changed the approver also. The resolution, what we have done, we changed the okay, assigned users list. We updated the assigned users list with the active user, active user. Okay, The last issue caused due to some other active process, working. So which conditions, criteria, everything different, and that is actually related to opportunity objects. So two objects, so called at a time, two processes called at a time on opportunity object, so which is actually the last issue. So for that, what I have done, so resolution, so made inactive, deactivated that error causing process. So issue resolved, and that worked well. I thought so. You already received the mails regarding that. Yeah, you already received the mails.
Yes, I received.
Okay. So let us see. So in the last time we have so 2 or 3 process active. So Nitisha process is active, and some other. So the issue is caused by this process actually. I make all the processes inactive and tried. So saved the record again, and it was saving and sending the mails accordingly. So let us see our process once again. So these are the versions we created. So okay, as per this process, what should happen? Whenever probability is 0, email should be sent. Whenever probability is 60, so this should be a record should be created. Whenever amount value is changed to any value, that record should be submitted for approval. So let us see. So you can see this action once again. Okay. So when the amount is changed, current user. Okay. And now on behalf of Sujata user, for that another condition I will take. Okay. So current user submitting the record, on behalf of current user submitting the record right now. So for another condition, Sujata should receive submit on behalf of Sujata, record should be submitted for approval. So that we are going to do. Okay. When amount more than 5 lakh, Sujata submits record for approval. Okay, who submits? Sujata user submits. For that criteria, amount, more than, number value. Okay, dollars. When amount more than 5 lakh, what should happen? Submit for approval should happen. Sujata user submitting the record. Specific approval process. Last time we used this time we will use another approval process. Skip its entry criteria. Other user. Find users in your organization. Some other approval process. Okay, we are using for this. Activate it. Okay. Opportunity. So now an opportunity, this process is created. So an opportunity. So when record related event, existing one record I am taking. This is not earlier submitted for approval. Okay, such a record you have to take. Then here amount value should be more than 5 lakh. 55. So that amount I am updating. So amount value is changing more than 5 lakh. So previously one value is missing, that value it is asking. Previously when this record was created, lead source was not required at that time. Later we changed this lead source as required field. Okay, so that's why now it is asking as you are updating. Okay, if any required field is there, while creating it will ask. Okay, and while editing also, that should be mandatory, that is mandatory. So as we are performing edit operation, so this is raising the issue, boss, this is required field now, so you must enter a value here. Okay, so submitted for approval, lock is there, right? Okay, who submitted, on behalf of whom? Who submitted? myself. Okay, there I think that is not submission, assignment. In the process, this may be assigned to this person, not submission on behalf of. Assigned to that selected user, correct? Okay, as per the process, this is assigned to this user. At the time process creation, this user is not there. This user is not created. Through the approval process only, this user, to this user we are assigning this record. Okay, I didn't check this properly. Submitter. Submitter. So this person must be submitter then, but here assigned to in the, but it is taking as assigned to user. Here it is showing as submitter. This may be incorrect. This may be wrong actually. But actually, whoever you selected as submitter, to that user, so this approval request is sending. So Sujata may be receiving the mail. So approval request. Can you check, Sujata? You will receive the mail approval request. Yeah.
There is some issue with the email, I think. I'm not getting any emails.
Can you check in the updates or spam folder for that? Spam folder. Not received?
No, my Google account has some storage problem. So today I received that I will not receive any email, something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry for that.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. See here, it is showing as submitter. You got the point. Here it is showing as submitter, but whomever I'm selecting as submitter. So here approval process, in the approval history, it is showing under assigned user. Okay, approver. Okay, Sujata actually not selected as approver, as submitter. So her name should appear here. Her name should appear, but it is reverse, showing reverse. That's okay. Anyhow, so I think it has issue. Try yourself, your side also, and let me know if you find it different. Okay, for me only it appears or not. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I will try with another org also. No issue. Yeah, got it. So got it, the process builder. So any other? Yeah, can you work on a task? So work on things. So process builder tasks. So work on these things. create a process that that creates new record, new new contact when account is newly created. When account is newly created, a process should create a new contact. A process should create a new contact when account is newly created. Newly created or updated. Okay, newly created only, take that process and create a process that should submit case record for manager's approval. For whose approval? Manager's approval. When case origin is updated to case origin is update case origin when case with origin email is created. Okay, so that should be submitted for manager's approval. So create a process for that. Create a process that updates account email when related new contact when a new contact is created for that account. Okay, so email should be contact email. By contact email when a new contact is created for that account. So account is parent, contact is child. So try to update email account email by contact email. Okay, so work on these things. I will be back. Yeah, try to create all the things. Take your time. I will be
And
back.
3 different process is to be created, right?
Yeah, for everything. So one second.
Or like true and false, something like that. No, 3 different process to be created, correct?
Yeah, you can try
Okay.
2 ways. Okay, true ways. So which one works? I will check.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
whatever you have in mind, work accordingly.
Mhm.
Later we'll discuss. So if any errors, issues. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bharataji.
Yes, Srinivas.
Okay, start working on these things. So this is important concept. So that's why um, I have to check so whether you are able to work or not. Otherwise, I will explain.
Okay.
Okay. Hello. Yeah, Bratati, Sujata,
Yeah, Srinivas.
done? Any task?
Yeah.
Bratati, what about you?
First one I have tried. Second one I'm writing the approval process first.
Okay. So first one you created.
First one, yeah. If I'm creating account object, my first account object. If I'm creating, then contact details also is creating.
Okay. So on which object you have to create the process?
I created the process on account object, and I have
Okay.
created the account ID I'm taking. If it is not null,
Okay.
then I'm creating a case object. Sorry, contact object with and giving the last name and first name for that. Like it will make an entry with last name, which is mandatory, and then first name.
Okay. Yeah. Show me what you have done so far.
Yeah.
I'm making the other device as a presenter.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
Can see my screen. Or I need to.
Uh, one second. One second. I think that is not loaded yet. Your screen is. Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, I can see.
So I have taken account object,
Okay.
and condition is when account is newly created. If it is true, that immediate action I have taken as a
How
create.
you are creating the account contact record? Okay, by providing
I have
details.
yeah.
What is the condition you have taken? Account is newly created.
Uh, yes, account ID
Hmm.
when it is not false, like is null.
Okay.
Is it correct?
Scroll up. Okay, so account newly created. When account ID is null is false. For account modification also it will check ID, right? So while creating the process, select account on the top. On the top. Yeah, in the flow. Okay. So what you have selected here? Here you
Only
have
when,
to select. The first
yeah,
option you should select.
yeah, this one I have selected. First one.
First one only. Then
Okay.
so condition can be anything.
Okay.
Okay, in the condition, anything. You can skip that condition also. You can skip
Oh,
that no criteria, just execute the actions. The third option you have to select.
like I was trying to skip this one. No, oh, chach, I have to select no criteria. Just
Yeah,
execute
the
them.
third one you have to select. Then for every account created only contact going to be created. Okay, no need to set this condition.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Yes, Sujata, can I
Yeah,
make you a presenter?
yeah, sure.
Okay.
Can you
Okay.
see?
Yeah, I can see.
I tried, but I'm not
Which
sure it's
object you
correct.
selected on the top in the flow?
Contact, contact.
Uh, so contact to be created uh, on contact we cannot create, right?
Yeah, that mistake can happen because here I new contact is created. I understood, but here
Okay.
like that's mistake.
Hmm.
So not able to do it. So I just reversed it, and then like means when I realized, then what I did, um, back to setup. I did. After that, I created another one.
Okay.
Create workflow process builder, and then this one I created just
Hmm.
now. Like, when I realized like I'm not getting that one, so when new account is created, then create a record, like create a contact. So I
Correct.
did that one.
So how you skip the condition? Show me the condition for this.
Yeah. Um, can you see?
Yeah, yeah, I can see full screen. No problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I wanted to know that condition. Okay.
Last name, account ID, and first name.
Yeah, that's okay. The condition I'm asking for this activity.
Uh,
These are values, right? Condition means in the flow, the below account.
below account, yeah, below account I did when new contact is created. Then when conditionals are met, so account dot last name. When it is changed, sorry, when it is changed to changed is true, then
Okay. Try how this works. Yeah, create one account record
I don't know
and
how
show me how
to.
it creates.
I, I had not done that. How I
Okay.
can?
Yeah, so here in the condition, third option, you have to select no criteria, just execute the actions.
Any of the just execute the actions? Like
On the top,
okay,
yeah,
no criteria, just execute the action.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that you have to select.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thanks.
okay, yeah, you can work on this thing.
Yeah.
So let me explain so further.
Yeah.
So you can work on these activities at home and let me know once you have done. Okay. So
Yeah.
maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow you can show.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So what we have, so further, sharing settings. So another important concept it is sharing settings. So as of now, you created application, you build the data model, and you created the layouts, customized them, and so you automate the activities. Okay, all those things. So what about security to your data? So in this concept, we'll discuss about securing our data. Okay. So data can be secured so at field level, at object level, at app level. Okay. And also, so these are the main levels of security, organization level. Okay. So that included in object level only. Okay. And user profile level. Profile level. So data securing. Okay. Let us see here. So field level security. So you can set up in profiles. In profiles you can, and permission set, and also, okay. So field creation, new field creation, and also using page layouts. In the page layouts also you can secure the fields. And object level, object level security you can provide. And also another thing is not profile level, record level, record access. So you can provide the security to your data in different levels. So record level, record sharing you can provide to users based on role hierarchy. Okay, based on sharing rules and manual sharing of records. So these are the record level securing your data. And the object level security we can set up in again profiles, in profiles using permission sets. Okay, so basically, and in so OWD, OWD settings. OWD settings. So application level, you can provide the security in profiles, permission sets. So application level is that's okay. So not required to specify. So if you secure your data field levels, record level, object level, so that is enough. Application level is just visibility setting. Visibility you can give further in the profiles and through permission set. So whatever you can do with the profiles, same thing you can do with the permission set. So no need to specify the permission set again. So profiles is enough. Okay. So let us see. So what is this profile? So we already seen while discussing about user creation. So assigning profile is mandatory to create user. So then only which applications user can access, which objects user can access, fields, other things will be depends. Okay. So based on the profiles. So here profile is a template. So which contains so all type of permissions in it, application related as well as system related permissions. Okay, so from which IP address user can log in, from which during which login hours they can log in to Salesforce CRM, which application they can see, which object they can see, though they can access particular object, which field they can see, which field hidden for that user. Like so different permissions so will be defined in the profiles. Okay, so let us see. Have we already discussed about profile? Yeah, in the user management, have you seen?
Yeah.
No. This is a permission template. This is a template with a list of application related and system related permissions. System related permissions. Okay. So using this, which object you want to provide access to the user, which application you want to give visibility to the user, everything you can control. This is controlled by license. Profile assignment depends upon the user license. So user license controls which profile to assign to a particular user. So that's why, so in the last session to change the profile, we changed the license for that user. Okay. So user license controls profile assignment. Then one profile can be assigned to one profile can be used for multiple users. Okay, user one user one user can't be assigned more profiles. For one user record you cannot assign more profiles. One profile can be used for multiple user creation. One user cannot have multiple profiles. Okay. So one user, one profile for multiple users, like that. Okay. If any change happens to the profile settings, every user using that, okay, gets affected. Okay. So if you done some change to the profile, so that change applicable to all users. If you remove any permission from the profile, so all users using that profile gets affected. Okay. So what type of things you can do? Let's see one more time about the profile. So manage users, profiles, particular profile. So as of now, Sujata is able to access these applications. Okay. So these applications able to access. So now I'm removing access. Okay. So MedPlus app, Publisher Console, Recruiting app, Work.com service. Okay. Sales app. Yeah. Sales app access given. App launcher. This is lightning related. Okay. That's okay. So these things, only these things access given to, and site.com. I'm making this as a default. So when Sujata logged into Salesforce with the this organization credentials, they can see these applications, and with this as default, this will be selected by default. Sales will be selected. Okay. So like that, you can change the permissions. This is application visibility, giving the application visibility. Object related, using the profile on object related, several things like which layout to be assigned, which page layout to assigned, tab setting, tab visibility, whether this candidates tab should appear for Sujata or you want to hide it. Okay, like that. And layouts, assignment, only one layout. So whether Sujata is able to create candidate record, read, edit, modify all. So modify all means other than create rest of the permissions. View all means other than uh, only read permission, rest of the permissions not given. View all means create, edit, delete, deleting the records they cannot do. So if modify all, so other than creation, rest of the things can do. So these are cred, object cred. Object cred means records creation, read, edit, delete, object cred permissions. These we can control. So field accessibility. So field related, so 3 permissions will be there. Let us see here. So field related, field permissions. So we have field, we can make a field read only, editable, hide, hidden. So these are the field permissions. So read can be, so these things can be made, so using these checkboxes, read access, edit access. If you provide both, making the field editable. If you enable only read access, so that is read only field. If you disable both, so no access on that particular field, like that. Okay, object credit, record creation, edition, viewing, deleting the records. Okay.
Srini,
Yeah.
the fields are coming from any particular object?
This object,
Candidates.
selected
Okay.
object.
Okay.
Selected object fields these are. On the selected object record form, you can see all these fields. This custom object, user defined object it is. Okay. So like that, different other things you can do. So that is about profile. And so you can assign the profile to users. Okay. So in the user record form and permission set, coming to permission set. Okay. So permission set came into picture. So when you want to extend the permission specified in the profile, what is the permission set will do? Permission set will do extend only the permissions specified in the user profile, okay, to extend only. It is not to override the profile permissions, to give more extra, not to remove already there. Okay, so here 100 users, all your sales reps in your organization using the same profile, sales rep profile. Okay, all your, so here the scenario is all your sales reps having the same profile, same profile. So same things they will access, all your 100, all your 100. So you want to, as an administrator, you want to extend only 2 users, 2 sales reps permissions. You need to give extra objects access to only 2 sales reps. Okay, In that case, you will use permission sets. Permission set. So for that, what you will do? Okay. So create new permission set. Permission set for that license. Okay, for that user license. Whatever the user license sales reps have, for that license, you are creating the new permission set. Include objects. Include objects in it. Include the objects to be shared to those two sales reps. Then assign them. Assign permission to them. That's it. So like this you will do. So you will create the permission set for that user license. You will include those objects, two objects. Okay. And this you will assign to only to those two users, two sales reps. Let us see. So under manage users, permission set option is there. Create new permission set by click on new. After click on new, it will ask for the label. You will create a permission set like this. And once you save it, it opens the page that is going to be loaded. This is the page, okay, that you created. So you will assign the permissions, object permissions. You will include those two objects you want to give access. Okay, provide the access to candidate object. So are giving candidate object access via this permission set. Okay, you have to select which field access to be given. Randomly I'm so candidate object related access given, and this permission set I'm assigning to users. Active users in the organization. Already this user using this permissions. Already this user using this permission set, you want to add to another user, add assignment. Okay, select the other user, assign. So if the permission set license and this user's license both are different, then issue will rise. Permission set license is different from the user license. Selected user license. Issue will come. Here licenses, if the permission set is created for any license without selecting any license, then that can be assigned to any user. Okay, if permission set is created without selecting a license, so that can be assigned to any license, any user. Okay, anyhow, so like this you will assign to the user. So two users, that candidate object may be missing for these two users. Now they will get the access, okay, by this permission set. So that is the permission set. So whatever profile will do, permission set also will do. So this is not alternative for profile. Profile is mandatory, permission set is optional. One user can have multiple permission sets. To one user, we can assign any number of permission sets. Permission sets. Got it? Profiles we cannot add multiple. Permission sets we can add multiple for any user, any one user. Okay, so that is story about profile and permission set. So both are related. In interview, they will ask differences between profile and permission set. You have to take one scenario and explain. Okay, like this. Then after field level security, one more thing is there. Two are there, field creation. So these are the permissions, right? Field level. Okay, these permissions you can give in the field creation also. We have the option for this. Okay, so at the time creating the field, so last but one step is about securing your field based on user profile. Okay, there you can see visible, read only, two checkboxes. Visible, visible, comma, read only. These checkboxes will be there. Using those checkboxes, you can make the field read only, editable, hidden for any user profile. In profile and permission set, you will see read, read access, edit access, read access, edit access. So these checkboxes, based on these checkboxes, you will provide field level. Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So based on these two checkboxes, in permission set also same. Read access, edit access. The checkboxes will be there. Based on those, you will provide the these permissions. Permissions are these. Based on these checkboxes, you will provide the permission. In page layout, we have the field property. In the field property, settings icon, attributes icon will be there. Field attributes. Field attributes icon will be there. Settings icon, a wrench icon. So click on that wrench icon and you can make a field read only or editable, or you can hide it, directly removing from the page layout. You can hide it. Okay. So you can make a field required read only. Okay. To hide the field, you have to remove from the layout. To hide the field, click on minus sign or remove from the page layout. Okay, page layout editor will be there. So there you have to do this. So this way we cannot hide, we cannot hide 100%. Okay, this way we cannot hide 100% this field. So users can still access fields in reports In reports, they can see the fields, and in list views. In list views also those fields appears. So this is not secure way to hide the field. The page layout is not secure way to hide the field. So you have to enable, so in the profile, permission set or field creation, those options you have to use. For hiding, page layout is not the good choice. Page layout way of hiding the fields is not so better option. Okay, those are the field permissions. Let us see the record level. Record cred we already seen. Object, in the object. Okay, record level access using the role hierarchy. So which records you can see that role tells. Okay, so what the role hierarchy will do? So users in above levels will get access on, so records owned by subordinates records. Role hierarchy. So in my organization, 3 roles are there. In my organization, there are 3 roles: CEO, sales manager, sales rep role. Okay. So again, another role is there: CFO, financial head, regional head. These are the roles in the organization, for example. So here CEO is the topmost role. Under that, 2 roles are there: sales manager, CFO. CFO again has a financial head role. Under that, accountant is there. Under sales manager, regional head is there. Under regional head, sales rep is there. The roles. So whatever sales rep has access, regional head will get that access. Okay, all the records. So due to this role hierarchy, what happens? All records owned by sales rep, okay, with the same level of access. Record access level will be 4 levels. Record access will be 4 levels. Those are full access, view, edit, delete, or you can read only, read write. So these are the record level access permissions. So all the records owned by sales rep automatically given access to, okay, regional head, and all the records owned by regional head given access to sales manager, and all the records owned by sales manager and CFO given access to CEO. So this is the role hierarchy. There will be a setting grant access via hierarchies. So there is a setting grant access via hierarchies. So by this setting, this will happen. Which setting making this? Grant access via hierarchies. By default, Salesforce enables this setting. By default, Salesforce uses this setting for standard objects. You cannot remove that setting. So on standard objects, as per the role hierarchy, so the top level users will see your data. Users in the top level will see your data. For custom objects, you can enable, disable. So this grant access via hierarchies provide the access to top level users on the subordinates, access to the subordinates data, and this grant access via hierarchies default by default enabled for all standard objects. For custom objects, we have the option. We can enable or disable. We can enable or disable this thing for custom objects. Where this grant access via hierarchies, so option available. So in OWD settings, as well as in public groups. In public groups, this option you can see grant access via hierarchies. Okay. These are the areas where you can enable, disable the grant access via hierarchies. So here we are. Record level role hierarchy. Okay. So using the grant access via hierarchies that are providing the records access possible. Sharing rules. Okay. Yeah, can I take 10 to 15 minutes, Sujata?
Yeah, sure, Srinivas.
You have any problem? Let me know.
Yeah, I have an offshore call, but it's fine. I can after 15 minutes I'll join.
Okay. I just want to complete this, up to app level so that so we can see another concept in next class. Okay. So that's
It's
why.
fine, Srinivas. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So let us see here. So record access you can provide using the sharing rules also. So automatically to share old or new records, existing records or new records to a list of users, either individuals, users working in a role, users part of a public group. So you can use the sharing rules automatically. To share existing records or new records to a list of users automatically, we'll use the sharing rules. So sharing rules. So sharing will be objects, child objects, in master detail relationship cannot have separate sharing rules. Okay. So for child objects, no separate sharing rules. For rest of the objects, sharing rules can be there. Individually, you can create sharing rules. Okay. If so and so user is owner for a record, so share all those records with a group of users. So we can share the records based on sharing of records based on record owner, record ownership, rec sorry, record ownership or criteria, criteria based. So if a set of conditions are met like that, okay. Sharing can be performed based on who on the record. So we'll specify who on the record and to whom that should be shared all those records. While creating the sharing rules, what we will do, we'll specify who on the records, to whom sharing should be, record sharing should be given, what level of record access out of out of out of public read only, public read write. Okay, either read only, read write, because these are others, right? So to others you are sharing. While sharing with others, public read only, read write, only these two access you can give. So if owner related managers, higher level managers will get again ownership, full access they will get. Okay, record related, 3 levels of access: private, public read only, 4 accesses: private, public read only, public read write, and full access. Yeah, so public read only, public read write you can give to the while sharing. So criteria based sharing. So here also you specify upon which list of conditions met records should be shared. Records should be shared. To whom? To whom? That should be shared level of access, like that. So here you can do that. Under security controls, sharing settings. So below the OWD settings, okay, which object related security? For example, user object related sharing rules you want to define. Click on new rule. So provide the details based on ownership, based on criteria. Here it is saying differently. Okay, because this is user object, group membership. So user selection will be not there, right, on user object. So that is the thing. So based on criteria. For other objects, it will be based on ownership, based on criteria. For user object, it is based on group membership. Okay. If user belongs to particular selected group, so share all those records with this public group, with this level of access, like that. For other criteria based also, we'll do the same. Okay, so automatically on old records, new records, the sharing will be given. Okay. Manual sharing will be record sharing will be given by button click. So button will be sharing button. So manual sharing you can enable this can be enabled this will be manual sharing can be done only when object has OWD setting as private. So if the OWD setting is argwide default setting is private for that object, For that object records, you can share with so to whom you want to share. Who can do this sharing? Only record owners, users in the higher levels, higher level role to that user role can share the records manually, because they only can see. So if that is private, okay, if that is private, they only can see. Okay, then after, so manual sharing we'll see once we learn about object level permissions. Okay, these things we'll discuss tomorrow, so as it is too late. And so we'll see about object wide, organization wide default settings tomorrow, and how we'll share the records manually. And so application related, this is okay, that's okay, it is. Yeah, otherwise I will show in 5 minutes. Yeah, can I take 5 minutes, both of you? So only
Yes.
OWD, right? OWD is
Yes.
there. Let us see. So we'll discuss about OWD first, then after we'll see manual sharing of the records. So here OWD, so these are the organization wide default permissions, default settings permissions. So basic level of settings, these are. So for objects, so when OWD is set, same level of permissions, will be assigned to, all users in the organization. Okay, to all users in the organization, same level of settings will be assigned. That is the purpose of OWD. So to override these settings, we can use either sharing rules overrides this, manual sharing, profile, permission set, all these things affects OWD settings. Okay, so that is the thing. So here, what are the OWD settings? OWD settings are private, private public read only, public read write, controlled by parent, controlled by parent. So controlled by parent applicable only to detail object in master detail relationship. Okay, that sharing permissions will be controlled by parent, that object. If anyone has access to that parent object, automatically child access also they will get. That is controlled by parent means. Private means only when it is private, records related to any object with a private given access to only owner of the record, owner and users in the top roles, users in the top roles to that owner. So not others, but not others. Okay, if it is private, no one else, the owner of the record and users in the top level roles can access the record. Okay. So public read only means public read only. So as usual, owners always get access to the records. But what about others, other users? Okay, other users will be given read access on your records. Sujata can see my records now. I can see Sujata's records. So, and Ratati also can see Sujata's records. Okay, like this. So we are all different users under different hierarchies, different roles. Okay, in one level we have at different roles. So I can see your records now, you can see my records and Bharati's records also, if it is read only given to you. Others can view records. Records belongs to anyone in the organization. If read write access given, others others means from the same organization, not outside. Okay, within the organization only this should be. View as well as edit. View and edit records belongs to anyone in the organization related to that object. Which object OWD is public read write. That object related, in that object anyone created any record that I can see, I can edit. Controlled by parent is given, so it is only for detail object. So now as it is private, only owners, users in the other levels can see the records. In any case, if it is private, I want to share a record with Sujata. Okay, I'm the owner of one record with private as the OWD settings. I want to share that record to only Sujata. So for that, manual sharing applicable here. So for that case, when OWD setting is private, manual sharing is applicable. So I can open my record. On the details page, I can see sharing button. So I will click on sharing button and select Sujata, give the access as read only or read write access I can give. Okay, let us see here. So this is the OWD setting in the under security controls sharing settings. So you have the object-wise settings internally, externally, grant access via hierarchies. Different options are there. So if you for standard objects, these will be enabled by default. For custom object, you can enable, disable based on your choice. Okay. So click on edit. Internal access means users within the organization. External access means from outside the Salesforce organization, from integrated another organization access you are controlling. So for standard objects, different so you can see other permissions as well. But just remember private, public read write, public read only, controlled by parent. Those things only. OWD settings means. So in interview point of view, this concept also has its weightage, its importance. Okay, so at least 2 questions will be there out of 10 from this concept. And so for example, for case object, for case object, it is standard thing actually. For case object, for case object, I'm making private. So then owners of the records can share the records with others manually. So here it will take some time, 1 minute or less than 1 minute. It will update that particular activity, whatever the change we have done. So go to case records and so particular case record I'm accessing. So this is a case record. So here sharing button you can see now. So if it is not set as private, OWD is not set as private, you can't see sharing. Okay, sharing will be disabled. And so with this manually, user can share the record with. So already this is shared with 2 groups. Users in HR head getting read write access, and this queue getting full access. Queue members getting full access. Due to ownership, this is due to sharing rules. Okay. So if I share manually, so here the reason will be manual sharing. So I'm giving access to users. Okay. So to this user I'm giving access. Read only access I'm giving. Save it. So this is manual sharing. So with a button click I'm sharing the record. So this user get the access with the manual sharing of the record. So here the record level access levels you can see. Full access means what user can do. Read write means what user can do, those things. Okay. Private means cannot access the record. Done. So this is about security controls. Field level, how you can control access to your data. Record level, how you can access object level, those things. Those are the options we have. Yeah. So go through that. I will share the recording now. And then, so if you have any doubts related to any security control, we'll discuss in the next session tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Done. Okay. Yeah.
Salesforce. One thing.
Sujata, I can't hear you saying something.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, actually, that you are writing all the notes, right? So can we get the Word document or notepad type of thing, text pad.
Yeah, yeah, I will share that also, no problem.
Yeah, because it's easy to like recollect whenever we have the interview or anything
Sure,
to
sure. Yeah,
learn.
I will
Thank you
share.
so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sujata. Thanks, Pratiti.
Have
Thanks
a
for
great
your
day.
time.
Yeah.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Bye
Have a nice day, Pratiti. Bye.
Bye.
bye.